Hey everybody, everybody's been asking, at least the senior players, for me to put out a video that's going to help them with achieving better rotation. Well, first of all, we need to understand a couple of different things, okay? If I'm standing up and let's say I'm getting like in a driver position and I stand up straight and I go from right here and I say, okay, I'm going to turn. Believe it or not, that's as far as I'm going to turn. Believe it or not, if I do not let my hips move, this is about as far as you're going to move to, unless you have some sort of injury up here in your upper rib cage, T1 through T12. Basically, that's it, guys. This is as much as I'm capable of rotating in this lock position with my hips. If I go to the left, it's basically the same thing. That's the amount of movement that the human body has when it's physically trying to turn this upper part against all this restricted type of stuff. So what happens is, like, let's say, take Hogan, for example, right? So he's set up and then trigger and then this way and then this way and then at the top. And then there's the recenter move with the buttocks, and everything just responds to that. So is that difficult for a lot of people? Yes, because they don't understand Hogan is not trying to physically turn, okay? Now this channel is really dedicated to Hogan. I've studied him since what, 1993, 1992, a very, very long time. But in order to help seniors, which this does not have to do with Ben Hogan's golf swing, it just has to do with a way to help senior players achieve better rotation. That's it, okay? So here we go. This is going to be part one. Part two is going to come out on Sunday, this coming Sunday. So make sure you look for part two as well, because it's going to be something totally different than this, that if you struggle with rotation, that there's a way to actually, as far as the modern swing goes and just swinging a golf club in general, the hands are going to run the show. And that can help a lot of the senior players out there as well. But let's get into rotation right now, of how it can help you, achieve some of the goals that you're trying to achieve. First of all, got to remember, this is as much as we're all going to be able to turn naturally standing up without moving the hips. So what I want you to do is pretend like you got a jump rope in your hand, right? Well, and pretend there's like a pole coming up out of the ground right here. So what I want you to do is take that jump rope and whoosh, throw it around that pole, just like this. Now you're set up. We've got our moves just like Hogan. So now all of a sudden we're going to pull the rope. And when I pull this side of the rope with my right hand, what you're really going to feel is the left side of your body getting planted into the ground. It's not stack and tilt, guys. It's not like this. It's just pull the rope, okay? So what that's going to look like is right hand went around the pole, pull the rope. And what you'll notice here is that I am got a really good turn happening, and I haven't tried to turn, okay? I'm here and I've pulled the rope. And as you can see, my body's starting to turn and it's starting to shift instead of you forcefully trying to rotate. Again, you can see right here how my body has started to turn. So now that we've done this one, the next part of this is to say, okay, instead of pulling the rope just like this, now we're going to take the rope and we're going to put it over here. Now when I pull the rope this way, look at how much more I've turned. But like anything, I haven't tried to turn. I physically have not tried to turn. So I just went here, I moved the rope from here, put it over here, turn this way. And when I go into this one, let the weight roll to the inside part of your feet with this left foot, or lead foot, if you want to call it that. So we went here, we're going to pull the rope over here. Now it's at this point that I can add in this little bit of rotation that I'm capable of with the, T1 through T12 area. So all of a sudden it's like, first move, second move, man, I am turned more than most people are ever going to get turned in their lives. And now I'm going to add the little bit of T1 through T12 rotation as the foot is rolling in, and I'll get to here every single time. Even though I'm younger than some of our senior players out there, this actually works, okay? Some of my students, 67, 75, and 79, they are doing this, okay? So again, let's look at it from a different perspective. So we've gone here, now we're gonna pull the rope again, and as you can see, look at how much I'm turned, but I haven't tried to turn. And as you can see here, I'm massively turned. And at this position, I haven't even added the additional little bit that I can do with the upper body, okay? So when we can understand pull, pull, look at my rotation. It's phenomenal, okay? So again, it's pull, pull, and look at how much you're going to be rotated. Pretty simple to understand where this rotation is going to be helping us. So now, how do we make this work in the downswing? Okay, very simple. So we're here, we've pulled the rope, we've pulled the rope. So now in the downswing, we're just talking about the body right now, not the hands and the arms. So we're here, now we're just gonna pretend there's the rope. So I'm gonna pull the rope like that, stay facing here. Then I'm gonna pull the rope over here. I'm gonna pull it a little bit more. Then I'm gonna flip the rope over here, and I'm gonna pull it with my left hand even more, and then I'll come up, okay? A lot of people think that when you get here and the way the modern swing's taught and you gotta dive into it, press down, jump up, all these different things. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. Your hip does not go this way and then try to turn. Because if I did that and I forcefully try to turn this hip, I'm always going to be set off and going in a different direction. You gotta think of it like this part, okay, of the rotation getting into the finish position, you have to think of it like a world-class sprinter or somebody running a race. They get here, they come out, and when they come out, they extend the pelvis up. So watch what happens here. I'm here, haven't tried to turn, but damn, I look like I'm turned really, really well. The hands would be up here, but now we're gonna pull the rope, pull the rope, pull the rope. And then when I'm here, you're gonna see how I've got all this load and everything, because even though I pulled the rope here, the hands are still back here. So now my body is going to up with the pelvis. It's going to up, and you'll see this foot go kind of like what Hogan did, because that's what's happening. Okay, so again, simple stuff, guys. We're here, boom, there's the first part, second part, and that's great. Now you might say, Chris, hell, I can do this, everybody can do this, but when I get to this second one, you know, it's very difficult for me to do. It shouldn't be, it really shouldn't be, but if it is, so what? Just get to here, that would be your takeaway. Now just put the arms up there and look at how much more you're gonna turn. And you're gonna be balanced. I'm not gonna say centered, I'm gonna say balanced. Balance happens in between our feet. It doesn't happen on this side, and it doesn't happen when we go here. Centered, all centered really means, guys, is I'm turning or rotating or shifting, the way I'm showing you, inside of my feet. Centered. Oh, centered in between my feet. Not trying to turn. It's ridiculous. So hopefully this drill is going to help you. If you have any questions about it, just ask and I will do my best to help you. But remember, in part 2, which will be coming out Sunday, I'm going to show you an entirely different thing that has nothing to do with Hogan, just like this learning how to rotate better really doesn't have that much to do with Hogan, but it is going to help you get into better rotational feelings without trying to turn. Without trying to turn, you're just gonna shift, you're gonna shift again, you're gonna shift again, you're gonna shift again. Pretty easy stuff. But on Sunday night, or Sunday during the day, one of the two, we are going to be I am going to be showing you an entirely different way to swing the golf club, which is really going to be the hands run the show. Until then, we'll see you next time.